You start, Faye. The stream is live, Mary. Hi, Mary, Clown World
Hi.
Cousins. It's been a minute.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Mhm. Well, welcome back.
Welcome back. Well, we've talked quite we always talk. We just haven't been going live.
Yeah.
I think we decided that once a week was just too much. I know I don't have anything to add to the conversation once a week.
I know,
So
honestly. And it's like you get into almost like a pattern, and the only thing left to talk about is pretty negative. And then you go down that spiral of negativity. It's like, why am I doing this? Why am I lowering my vibration just to have something to talk about? So we had to take a step back, you know?
agreed. And plus, you have more children than me that are all different, ranging from littles to bigs. But my son just turned 18 senior year. My daughter's in 10th grade. And as a mom, I can just say that I feel like they need me more now, that like, I just need to be on top of things with them more. My son's a senior. He doesn't really know what he's doing. So he's got everyone in his ear. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are your plans? What are your plans? So I just gotta have to be there to hit for him to not go crazy with that, and just give my daughter a little more direction. I don't have to, when I do a stream, I enjoy it. I love talking to you, but
Mhm.
I get in my head too. Like I'll listen to it back. Why did I say that? And what am I going to say next week? And I don't have time for it in my head. But we decided to come on today. I asked you to do it today because I kind of miss it. It's kind of fun. It's definitely fun. Um, and this is one of the few Fridays after Thanksgiving where I really didn't have a lot to do on paper. I ended up exhausted by 3 as usual. How about you? How was your Thanksgiving?
Everything's fine, fine and dandy, you know? Why make problems? Why make waves? So yeah, it was excellent. My family is awesome. My parents are still unbelievable, and in it seems like in IRL everything's you know going pretty darned good, with the obvious exceptions.
Yeah.
But overall things are great. Thank God. Thank you, God.
Thank you, God. Indeed.
Yeah.
I loved
So
Thanksgiving. You know what my favorite part
yes.
of Thanksgiving is, Mary? When we all like pick teams for the big family football game and we get out there and do the family football game. I'm just kidding.
Okay,
I know
thank
that's
you. Thank you. My daughter and I, we were watching this movie, and it was, what the hell movie was it? But it had the guy from The Office in it, Michael Scott, you know?
Yeah,
And it
my
was like
fave.
this supposed to be this, like, beautiful story and the most amazing family. I was like, "This family, are they exhausted yet? Don't they ever just turn on the TV and sit down and watch a movie?"
Yes.
Like, they're playing football, they're playing charades, it's like everything's like an activity. It's like
Yeah.
everybody just needs to chill. Yeah, we don't
That
get close.
I was looking
Yeah.
forward to telling you that we did a family football game just to like trigger you. But I couldn't agree more. I was thinking about it yesterday at Thanksgiving, and we had a nice Thanksgiving too. My brother-in-law cooked. He's just an artist. He's so good. I was like, I wouldn't have the energy right now to go for a walk. Never mind play a football game. But yeah, that's
I
the style, like the big
so
family friend football game.
driving through some of the areas around us, and you do see people like doing that. And me and my sisters have talked about this before. Are people just doing that because they feel like that's what you're supposed to do? Or do they really want to be doing that? Like, let's all get outside, throw around the frisbee or the pigskin. It's like, are
I
they?
don't really see a lot of adults doing that.
Oh, I do.
I do see dads in the front yard playing catch with their sons and
Yeah.
daughters, mostly sons. But I'm in Marblehead. Marblehead is a different it's like a vortex. I've been a lot more creative, which is great. I've been doing more art, and I have an idea for like a fiction book that I want to center on Marblehead. Let's just say it's like a vortex. You're going back into the 50s. You know what I mean? There's kids walking the streets, and I mean everybody's skinny and rich there. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, I always see dads playing with their sons in Marblehead.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's not what I mean. I mean the assholes who get out and as the whole family. It's like, oh. I don't know. Maybe people are just
I've
more
never
active than me.
I've never seen it except on TV. I've seen it in commercials. I've seen it in sitcoms. The big, we're gonna play football, and in real
Yeah.
life, I don't know anyone that's done it, but I know that they would love it. It's like
Maybe someday.
now you can live your dream and do and emulate your favorite, most meaningful thing of your life. Professional football in your own backyard with your family. No, I'm good.
Yeah,
Just gonna
I'm all
sit
set.
on my butt and drink my glass of wine and wait for dinner. Thank you.
Right. Right. Oh, so yeah. Yeah, what else? I mean, already. So all right, Faye, what
We were
else?
trying to figure out when the last time we streamed was. It was a
Yeah.
while ago. It was before everything went crazy in the Middle East, and
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
big insult to all of our intelligence. It's just, you know, um, it was before Dorian's birthday, and that's in the end of September. I think it was like right around when school was starting. That
Yeah.
was when I just kind of realized I'm like, I can't be doing this every week. My kids need me.
Mm-hmm.
They are having a better year though. How's your son doing in college?
Yeah, he's good. He's good. We'll
Yeah.
know, I mean, we'll know when the semester's over how how it went. But
Yeah.
these kids, they don't have it easy. They really don't. And people do come down really hard on, I don't know, what are they calling this next generation? Gen
I can't keep
Z
up.
or
Alpha,
some
Gen
stupid.
Z, Alpha. Now they're calling the next one after Z Alpha.
Anyway,
Just
they
shut up.
just I'm so sick of everybody crap talking each other's generations. How about
Yeah.
we're all like just trying to figure it out? you know? And it's like my kids,
Amen.
I feel bad because of the way that I talk. I'm pretty open with my feelings in my home. And it's like again with the negativity. And so it's nice that my son has found something that he's enjoying that I haven't ruined for him by being like, what are you gonna do? That's stupid. You know what I mean?
Totally. Totally, Mary. It's so hard. I think about that all the time, and I hope I haven't done too much damage because as a truther and seeing through all the bull crap as we do,
Yeah.
like we still have to live our lives. That's why stepping away from the screens is helpful and really
Yeah.
focusing on IRL. One thing that I really learned this year, and I'm not young anymore. I can't believe I just kind of like when I used to say that money isn't important to me, like I wasn't just saying that to like people here. I realized like this year that really money is power and money is the religion of at least America. You know what I mean? People are always trying to figure out how much money you have, how much money you make, how much money you want. And I really just kind of figured this out. And as a mom, I would hope that I've like given my kids I was a good like spiritual teacher. Like I'm very truthful and I love God and they see that and I don't go out to church and then come home and live my life a different way behind closed doors. I'm always the same person. I'm true blue and they know that. And I didn't teach them that money was the most important and they're good people. They're honest people.
Mhm.
But they're living in this world and my son maybe wants to have a wife and he needs to figure this out and I'm not the one to teach him. So I don't know. Hopefully he'll
Mm.
figure it out. It's in God's hands. I just pray for him.
Yeah. Right now, my husband, I hear the car door closing. He's literally on the way to his second job. That's how it is now.
He's an
My husband
attorney.
has what does he have? A JD. He's a freaking
He's a lawyer.
it's insane.
Well,
It's
you
like
do have a very go ahead. Go ahead.
there's
I'm
no
sorry.
getting ahead. I think that's the bottom line. That maybe people have like in their head that, it's still the 1950s. There is getting ahead, but there's no getting ahead anymore. It's just pretty much maybe something a little extra. Like, for instance, yesterday we had Thanksgiving, like a lot of people, and one of the things that my parents got was a roast. It was a certain roast. It was $135. for
How many
this
pounds?
roast. Huh? I
How
don't
many
know. I don't
pounds?
even know what kind of cut it was, to be honest. $135.
It's population control, and the economy and food, which are related, are being used as a weapon.
Say it
Period.
again.
The economy and food are a weapon that they use against people, and you have a very large family. You know, if you and Mike didn't have any kids, you would be traveling. You would probably have multiple homes, at least 2 homes. If you didn't have kids, yeah,
We spend, to be honest, we always spend our money on stupid things, like a trip to Disney World. Like, really, did we need that? Do we need that trip? You know,
but you
just,
had
I mean, I guess if we didn't have kids, I mean, wouldn't be married, I think I would have kicked him to the curb by now, or him, me. He would have been like, "All right, we're out of here, sweetie. You got to go."
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so
they're definitely not making it easy for people. But then again, travel through Marblehead, and they're living the American dream like it's the 1950s,
this
dressed
is
in
what I'm
modern clothes.
like. It's not possible. So I've been really down on the whole like NPC type thing, and then I saw a meme. Why do memes get through to people? It's so funny, but it's always
Right.
like you see a meme and it like something clicks.
Yeah.
And I saw somebody put out a meme that was like, "Oh, you don't believe you're living in a simulation? Have you ever seen your neighbors bringing in groceries?" And I was yeah, some people I do see bringing in groceries, but other people, where are they getting their food? You never see it, right? It's like, do the people in Marblehead, are they bringing in the groceries, Faye? That's the question. You got to start watching out for it. Like,
It's unbelievable. I'll tell you off screen what my idea for a book is. Did I tell you what it is? My book about Marblehead? Okay, I'll tell you
no.
off screen. I'm sorry, I'm not giving it away. But it's so good. Like, and it's like, how dark do I want to take it? You know what I mean? Do I want to make it like teen fiction? Like, I mean, I'm me. I'm not gonna
Ooh.
get ahead. You know, I'm not one of the chosen people, but just for fun, I want to write it. Um, yeah, you know, I believe in the concept of NPCs. I have it down to a math equation. I believe that we we are the fallen. It's my fun theory, but it's really the only one in my mind that makes God not a psychopath. I believe that we are the fallen angels. He has hierarchies, and angels have different designations and business titles, and that's where you get races. That's where you get the different genders. That's where you get where some of you are born in different circumstances, but only 33% of us are the fallen angels. And that's why they're obsessed with the number 33. So 33 are fallen angels who chose to live without God and under who we turned against him. So now we get this great material existence that is constantly messing with our head. And I don't know what you guys, I'm fighting for sanity on the regular.
Sure.
I can admit it. So 33% of us are fallen angels that have to go through this experience. 66% of people are NPCs, and they're fine. They are NPCs, and then so that's 66, 33, 99, and then 1% are like the so we're the infantry angels, okay? Because an army has infantry. You're not going to judge the 16-year-olds that served the Nazis the same as you're going to judge the generals, right? No. So the 1% are like the generals, the high ups, the ones that orchestrated the whole thing, and they don't get a second chance like we do, and that's why they hate us. Is that a lot?
No, that's interesting. I like
That's
that. I
my
also like the
theory.
33 and the 66 is 666, the
Yep.
1%. You're hitting all the numbers there. All the what is it? The numerology.
Yeah, it's just a little theory. And God's
That's
not a psycho.
yeah. I like that. That's a good one. I don't really have any theories about I'm always just trying to keep my freaking self afloat. I'm not worrying what everybody else is. I'm just like, wait,
Totally.
trying to keep myself sane, calm. I'm telling you, everything has changed online. I mean, so we left Facebook, right? Or I did. a long time
I
ago.
did a while ago, yeah.
And then I joined Twitter.
You joined Twitter not too long ago. I was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, just like what, 4 months ago?
Yeah.
I cannot believe I just can't believe the hatred, the negativity, the there's a lot of I don't know if I can say that on here on this platform, but very, very divisive things
Mhm.
based on superficialities. Nothing important, okay? Nothing
Mm.
important. Just
Yeah.
like, skin.
Oh, skin color, yeah.
Yeah, things like that. And it's just like I'll go on there and I will get off like looking at Twitter and I will be pissed off, you know, at the world. I'll just be like everybody, like you said, like yeah, I hope God's not a psycho, but it's really coming across that way, you know, right now. Look at the way everybody's acting and, it just yeah, it just makes me
Well,
so upset,
my suggestion is to get off Twitter. I don't do social
obviously.
media. I
Yeah.
don't do social media. You can't find me on Facebook. You can't find me on Twitter. Um, and I have never looked back. And I still struggle, Mary, with just like trying to get through the day. I love YouTube. I'm not on YouTube as much. I'm definitely more of a lurker, and I
Mhm.
I have like my favorites that I listen to everything that they post. I'm just like watching in amazement that even truthers are keeping it together, and like we're not all like bumping into walls, sitting in a corner going blah, 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 blah. At this point, human beings are resilient. I'm on my loop, and it's my loop. My loop is I get up and if I make my family dinner, I make sure everyone's okay. If I fit in a workout, that's a win. You know what I mean? So I make dinner, laundry, workout. I go to work. I've been working a lot, and that's my loop every day. And sometimes my husband comes forward, and I love that still because I'm not old, I'm not young anymore, and I love him. And that's it.
Mhm.
That's my loop. And I'm. Do you have a loop?
It sounds like my kids are having a sleepover. It sounds like a stampede of buffalo are running through my house right now. Do I have a loop? No, I have no schedule. And that's another thing that's like no good. No good. Like there are things that it's like if money were no object and everything was handed to us and all this kind of stuff, it's like I'm telling you there's nothing, not that money is no object, but it's like I literally have no schedule. I make my own schedule with homeschooling. When I'm doing housework, I'm more of a night person, so I'll stay up late doing things around the house. But it's also like it is good to have a loop. It's a routine, something to wake up for, something to accomplish during the day. Whereas people don't see the value in that. But I'm sure when you lay down every night, you have a sense of accomplishment at the very least. And you're probably exhausted, which I
I
can't say
have a
everybody is.
lovely You know what? Because everything in life you lose, okay? Everything in life is temporary. And I have a lovely loop right now, okay? Like I do it, and this isn't going to be forever. So I definitely struggle with moods and stuff, like all women. But yeah, I'm in my loop, and now we're starting the Christmas loop. And
Yes.
I'm gonna really try to get in the spirit. I'm gonna try. It's hard though. We're doing some house projects, and you know how that is. Like when you're painting a wall and everything, it's always worth it in the long run. But we're just doing some stuff around the house. So
Yeah, that will
yeah.
be nice. Oh God. So yeah, so I don't know. I'm feeling a lot of hostility, a lot of anger. I told you um Patera. How many times have anybody who's listened to Faye and I heard me talk about Patera from Appalachia's Homestead? And I always was like, yeah, and then Patera says, and I really like Patera. And then my sister's like, oh, I don't like Patera. She's a sourpuss. Anyway, I left one comment. It's probably the first comment I ever made on her channel. It wasn't nasty at all. I kind of missed the point of her video, but I didn't know I had to pass an IQ test or listening comprehension skills test. and she blocked me. It's like, so I got online that day, you know, oh, I'm gonna go on YouTube, see what's going on, just to see, like, I got blocked by a channel. It's like, who? Oh, and then she made also a video, basically telling me and people like me that we're never going to make it. We're never gonna make it in this world, guys. And it's like, I was so upset about that. It's
I
like,
know. I woke up to a text.
I
I had to
know.
listen.
Ugh.
She's just fear porn. That's what I look at. Like her. She lost me because she posted. One day I woke up and I follow her because, you know, if you tell me to follow someone, sure, I'll follow them. You know, I'll give them a like. I mean, click. There's no skin off my back. But one day she posted, "There's only two people that died for your freedom, and that's the American soldier and Jesus Christ." And I was like, unsub. Like, I can't with that right wing crap.
I'm not going to make it. All right, she's gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. I'm screwed as far as
Well,
Patara.
because
And
that's
I'm
on her. That's the video
so,
that was an issue. It was like saying it's time to bug out now. It's like, chill out, okay? First of all, back when
that's
we were
what my
streaming,
comment was. So she's always giving advice, like, she's like, if something, you know, step away, step away. If it's something that makes you nervous, or it makes, you know, it puts you in a bad headspace. So I saw the title of her video, which was essentially like, it's time to bug out. I'm
yeah,
not watching that. I live like in the suburbs of Boston. I don't want to hear it's like bug out time, you know?
yeah.
So I left a comment without really watching the video. But the thing that is so unhinged about her is she made a video attacking me.
Well, I told you, she never mentioned your name. I guarantee you were not the only person blocked. Excuse me. And you weren't the only person that had like, you know, easy with your it's time to bug out. This was right around the time when we had decided to like take a break and maybe not do our stream
Yes.
because everyone was like, the protocols are coming back. The protocols are coming back. And my husband was like, you got to stop listening to them. They're going to drive you crazy.
Yeah.
She was one of them. Okay. These people
She
love
was.
fear. They're addicted to fear. And just so you weren't the only one that had issue with her and her bug out now. I guarantee it. But don't I don't know why you do it yourself. You got your true crime, you got your preppers. I mean, I can't handle that stuff.
Yeah. Well, I have been actually going easy on the true crime stuff. Let's be honest, there's only so many interesting murders also
Yeah.
that it's like, I think I've heard them all. Knock on wood. I don't want to hear, you know. But
Right.
yeah, it's just we all just need to get on with it, and we need to better our own situation, our own mental health, because that's another thing. What is going on with these people out here in the world? What's going on? They're like zombie. Oh, I'm trying not to be negative, but people
Right.
seriously they seem traumatized and angry. But
Well,
they're acting like they're also like chill and they got their crap together, but there's like a look that's just wrong about
well,
them.
they all come by it honestly because we've been completely abused by the media and by our government. It's you know, we really have. And we were talking on the phone the other day. It was like, don't be a victim. Don't be a victim. Yeah, I don't want to live my life like a victim either. Okay. But we've got crimes going on here. Okay. When I'm being sprayed like a bug and I can see X's over my house, I'm sorry. I'm not going to cry about being a victim, but my whole family and everyone else is a victim. This is a crime. So it's like don't be a victim. Don't be a victim like a psyop when there are serious crimes against humanity going on. That's just one of them.
Sure.
So
But
I don't know.
the victim mentality is very different than
Yeah.
actually being a physical victim. I mean, I know it, like in real life, both of us have had things go on in our lives where we were victimized. Just because we were victimized, it didn't, and we were a victim, it doesn't give us that victim mentality. And the victim mentality is very different. It's a very like sad sacky, like I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like a badge of honor, especially now. Like
Mm.
people with the victim mentality, it's like, oh yeah, you think you have things bad, and then like everybody's sharing their sad sackery or their illnesses, even though everybody's sick now, which is
It's
another thing. But,
right.
you know, it's just
Yeah.
the mentality. It's a mindset. It's what makes them special. Being a victim in their head makes them, that's their unique defining quality. And that's where the victim mentality mindset becomes like dangerous. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm
I guess
flailing my
like
arms.
IRL, besides like you and my sister and my very small circle, I don't have that deep of conversations with people that I would hear. Sometimes I've been working with some interesting characters though. You know, there's one girl, like she's kind of impressive and she could easily like be playing the victim card. She's a kind of like butchy lesbian, and those always get a rap for being kind of like coming off as angry, and she's
Mhm.
not. And she's actually kind of cool. Like on paper, she and I wouldn't get along at all. She's complete lefty. I don't know. We didn't get that into it. But one thing that I really liked about her is that she's a nurse. And she told, and I work with dogs. She's like, I'd rather work with dogs and make less money, she said, and keep my soul, is what she said. She left nursing after the whole medical psyop.
Interesting.
So she's very interesting. And I don't know where I got on that, but it's like she could, I don't know. IRL, for the most part, I've been meeting really cool people. But I also keep to myself. I'm such a loner. Even Glitchy, my one friend, isn't talking to me because I don't vote, and she's a Trump supporter, and shame on me. I'm part of the problem, and I know she just can't deal with me. So we're not calling each other right now. But anyway, blah, 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 blah. This is why.
I know. I know.
But you, in fairness to what I'll let you started by saying it's an online thing. So IRL, I don't get too deep with people. And online,
Yeah.
I don't really do chats and stuff. I just comment and listen.
I don't feel like anybody in my real life will say to me, "You're not gonna make it, girlfriend. You're not gonna," like, I don't, I'm not here to be abused, but thank you. And
Right.
also, you're also not so important that your opinion of somebody you never met should matter, but yet I'm affected and I'm a little hurt. It's like,
Yeah.
why do it? Why do it to yourself?
She didn't see video of your victory garden, okay? That thing had a fence around it. So she can bite it. Seriously, you're gonna make it. She's whatever, she's got, this is the other thing too. And I also like when we were, I don't ever want, I don't want to be a channel that's like gossiping and bad mouthing other channels. And I think that that's how, at least not you, but I was
Yeah.
coming off at times. Honestly, I was just like kind of commenting on like the bizarre behavior I was seeing, like how different people were kind of acting. You know what I mean? But one
Right.
thing I know is that people find something that works for them, keeps the clicks coming. And that's what Patera has done. She's a prepper channel, and every once in a while she's got to say it's time to bug out. You better get that bug out bag.
You better get those beanie weenies and bug on out. I don't know.
Yeah.
But hold on. I'm not in a closet. I'm sitting on a beanbag chair in the corner of my daughter's room. And she said to me, "You can only stream from my room, but you're not allowed to smoke in my room." And I said, "All right, I'm not going to smoke in your room. So I'm going to have to like open up all the windows when we leave and like put a fan because she's going to kill me." But yeah, you can see. Hold on. I'll show you. I think we have Sonic. We got some Sonic, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I'm like
I like the
on
color
the
of her
floor.
wall. I like the colors of her wall. That's great.
Yeah.
So you're still haven't quit smoking.
You know, it's funny. I was thinking, I was like, all right, so we had a break for a long time. I would like to come back on here and be like, guys, I'm changed. I'm a new woman. I quit smoking. I'm waking up early. But no, I'm the exact same person I was when we decided to give it a break for a while. I guess I am who I am, as Popeye says.
You are who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm drinking wine a little bit less, but not because of any like only just because I felt like I was getting fat around the middle, and that's good enough for me. Once the pants start getting snug, I'm like, that's it.
This is
I,
the thing,
I
yeah.
found I don't get like hungover. I was like, I can work out and work all day, and so that's not the problem. But the problem is, I was like, wait a second, what is going on here?
What's
So
this? What's
yeah,
going? Yeah.
I'm out in nature a lot, but as we know, it's like gonna get cold, so I'm gonna have to get some good gear.
Mm.
Um, and just like trying to be more artistic, I like to make my collages, and my daughter is real I've been encouraging her to do art. Lena's like a gifted artist, Mary, and I'm not kidding. Like she can she can freehand any image you give her in under an hour.
Yeah, that's awesome. My daughter's also, I mean, we come by it honestly with the
We
art for
do.
some reason.
And
Yeah.
lucky or unlucky for us, we happen to live literally walking distance from a really good art college.
Which one?
But
Mass
then you
art?
see, yeah, what? No, not Mass Art, Montserrat.
Oh, I don't even know that. Is that
Yeah,
up
it's
by
a
you?
private one. But the kids that go there look so weird, and I don't see them making really any good art. And they were all like this way long after no one else was doing it. So it's like, how like sometimes going to school for something isn't going to make you better at it. But she's only a sophomore, so we don't have to decide that.
Right.
Let's
No.
say hi to the chat. Is anyone in the chat? Did anyone come to say hi to us?
Oh, let's see. So Ray was also
Hi,
asking
Ray.
why I was in
Ray,
a freaking
you
closet.
know that Ray moved? Ray,
No.
congratulations. Yeah, I won't say where. I don't know if he wants people to know, but Ray, congratulations on all the awesome positive changes for you and your family. Yep.
Oh, he's saying his son also says that too, but he waits till he leaves the room and then he
Yeah.
smokes. No, my daughter, she's Kitten Sons.
Kitten Sans, hello.
Yeah.
I can see. I have it open,
Oh
but I
yeah.
don't have
And
it size.
Joe. Here, I'll put, let's see. So Kitten Sons likes the
Sad
sad
Sacky.
sacky. The sad sacky. I also like sad sackery. I feel like,
Sad Zachary.
yeah.
It always reminds me of Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. Like, oh, blah. Hi, everyone. Peace and blessings to all. Hi, Emilio's man. He's asking where we've been. Hi, Chris.
Here to learn.
Here to learn. Oh, boy.
I know, right? Should I get my whiteboard out and try to explain something? I don't know how much you're going to learn, but we're trying.
The only thing I
RT.
Hi, RT.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't have put that up. Yeah, so looks like that's Three Fingers was here earlier.
Three Fingers.
Yeah.
Thanks anyone for stopping by. Now or later.
Mm-hmm. So hold on, let me take
I was
that.
saying Eeyore and Optimus were voiced by Peter Cullen. That's funny. I didn't know Eeyore and Optimus Prime had the same voice actor.
No.
So now we've learned something. That's interesting.
Oh my gosh.
So what else, Sherry? What else is going on out there?
Oh, let's see. Besides social media, like brainwashing me, let me think.
Yeah, you have to get off Twitter.
Manipulating my emotions. What else?
Yeah, by design. So
I know.
Quit Twitter. You don't.
Oh, I won't. Yeah. I don't know what's good for me.
Yeah.
Also, like, I wonder what's going on. It's also like, I don't know. Did you see what was going on in Dublin yesterday?
A girl that I met IRL, very lovely truther named No One's Flower, posted a video. And because I trust her and I met her and she's been, in my home. She's friends with Ray. I think I met her with Ray. Then Christian, excuse me, guys. Sorry. She posted a video and it looked like some sort of riot, but I'm not sure. So what do you know about it?
I know that there was like a stabbing. I want to say 2 children, a caregiver, and a female and an adult male were attacked coming out of a school and by some immigrant that wasn't, but they supposedly were in the country for like 10 years. So I'm not even sure what the immigration status of this person was. But
Yeah.
anyway, so it just, I guess, took one stabbing and they took to the streets and they burned down Dublin last night, which was pretty.
Yeah, it looked pretty authentic. She was there, so.
It's the same old thing. France, Italy, United States. It's the same thing. I'm telling you, it's the Soros group.
It's the destruction of the West.
Yeah. It's this. I'm surprised that the people that were protesting in Ireland didn't have the yellow and black signs that everybody seems to have on hand as soon as something pops off. That was the only thing that when I was watching it, I was like, maybe, I don't know, is this one real? Is this one like an authentic, organic one? But that's always a huge tell for me, is not only that, but also how many people do you know that have full-size flags of another country just hanging around in their house that they can like whip out and go to a protest the day something pops off?
Yeah, I don't know a lot about it, and I just know that I'm friends. I follow her on YouTube, and I met her, and she's legit. So she's very I won't call her political, but she's very active. Like she lives in Ireland. I believe she's American, and
I'm not saying the protests didn't happen. What I'm saying, it seems to be the same, out of the same playbook, the same order out of chaos, Soros, WEF playbook that we've been seeing in all these other countries. And again, I'm sorry, like, again, with the flags, it's like the day after what happened over in Israel, the day after, everybody's pulling out these giant Palestinian flags. It's like you all had those flags at home. Like, you're just pulling them out now. You all have the yellow and black signs.
And clearly, I don't understand. This is why I have to make up little theories of 66% of the population are just here to torture the real 33% of us, because I'm on a survival loop. You know what I mean? I have to feed my kids. I have to get through today. I don't have time to protest anything. Seriously, like I don't have any of these flags like you're saying. I don't know where the protest is meeting. It's all very orchestrated. It's all very organized. It's all very annoying. It's all very kind of boring. No offense to all of them. I don't care. Joe works at a college, and they might as well be handing out scripts to these protesters. So boring.
That's what I'm saying. It's out of the same playbook, and people are getting really fed up with the environmentalists blocking traffic. And you know what? I'm gonna say it didn't look good for the I don't know what we can say, whatever. If it gets taken down, it gets taken down. For the Palestinian cause, when they disrupted the Macy Day parade, it's like you already had a lot of people like supporting like a ceasefire and, all this kind of stuff. And then you have to go and like just be assholes. Like, don't be jerks. That's the bottom line. You have support. A lot of people are starting to understand what's actually going on, or at least following the narrative, which in the proper way. That was so obvious. But then you go and you like disrupt when people are just like trying to have a wholesome, like, I know Macy's Day Parade, who gives a rat's ass, but I'm just saying it's not looking good, and it doesn't look good for even with what happened in Dublin. It doesn't look good once you start peppering looting into the mix. It's like, wait, so now you're burning down your city, which, all right, fine, you want to do that, but then now you're stealing crap. Like, those two things don't go together. So I don't know, Faye. There's so much going on, and I see it and I try to process it. And then I'm like, yeah, but wait. And then I just get confused and frustrated. And I have,
Right.
you know,
Yeah, I have a hard time even when I'm saying my prayers to God, um, finishing a complete sentence. I'm not very coherent. I forget what the Bible says, but isn't the whole world going to be deceived by sorcery, which we know means pharmakia? I just think that we're all on drugs. Even if you don't think that you're on
mm,
drugs, it's in the water supply. It's in the food supply. They're injecting the meat. They're injecting the vegetables allegedly. We don't know where this stuff comes from. Everyone is on drugs. Everyone. And it's the sorcery in the Bible. And I think that like literally we're all crazy. And some of us can admit it and some of us know. And that's why you need to pray for power, love, and a sound mind, sanity. It's between you and your creator.
yeah. Hold on. I mean, I don't even think we should read this out loud, but this is it. This is
Yeah.
what people are starting to come to the realization of.
Hmm.
Um, and also with my husband, who I love, who he's like at work and or he's sitting in the parking lot before he goes into work and he has to like correct me. We have an Austro-Hungarian flag in our house. Okay. I meant like an empire that still exists. Okay.
Yeah. Is
Like,
that like an antique? That's cool.
yeah, of course. My
Yeah.
husband he
A
loves
nerd. I like.
history,
Yeah.
like yeah, history. But Wheels is here also. Hello, Wheels.
Hi, Wheels.
Um,
Yeah.
oh,
Seems legit.
this is I don't know. Oh, Francis Sage.
Hi, Francis. Right back at you. Hope you're doing fantastic.
I don't know. Do you want me to drop the link? See if we
Oh, you're more than welcome to with someone else because this is why we haven't been I just don't have anything to add a lot of the time anymore. I'm just confused and so
I
if
feel like
everyone's
for me
wondering
it's
what's
the
on their
constant,
mind.
yeah, the constant bottleneck. It's like whatever. You could say something simple and like non-controversial, and then my mind starts popping off. And I'm sure it's vice versa with you. Did I do that right? I don't know if that's right. I kind of forget how to do all this, all this high-tech stuff. I mean,
You're
um,
better at it than I am. I at least have the
but
chat up tonight. I can kind of
yeah,
figure it.
it's good. Oh,
So
Cher is still, yeah. Oh my gosh. So Cher, she's saying at the Thanksgiving Day.
oh my
Cher,
god.
Cher. I love Kitten
If
Sun.
I could turn back time. I feel my voice is getting lower by the day. I don't it's like all the cigarettes are catching up to me.
No,
I
it's
used
not.
to
Your
love
vocal cords, as you know, the more you talk, those
yeah,
bad boys aren't the
yeah,
same after a
yeah.
while.
I don't know.
So no,
She's
you sound like Cher. No, Cher and Chaz. Crazy. Oh my gosh. If you go back and watch that stuff, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole right now, but very interesting. But yeah, I saw also that's the other thing on Twitter. There's a lot of like trans investigations because of all these pageants, right? So we have all
oh
these
yeah.
beauty pageants and a lot of people that are winning or contenders aren't biological females. So now the trans investigation is back. And it's like some of them are just wrong. Like, I'm sorry, Patrick Swayze, even though there's that picture of him in the dress and the high heels, he's just a dude in a dress and high heels. I feel like it was more of a troll than like, oh, see, he's really a female. You know what I'm saying?
I've heard people say that Tom Brady was born female. That's
The
ridiculous.
the
You know?
older he gets, and that's the other thing. People don't understand what, like, I guess, like, what happens when estrogen starts to be depleted in women and testosterone in men. It's like, yeah, we
Well,
all start looking a little androgynous.
But also it goes back to we are literally all on drugs, at least in the United States. Another interesting person I'm working with is she's in her 20s, and on paper she and I shouldn't get along at all. She's a blue pill diehard leftist, but she still manages to like have this personality. And I told her, I'm like, usually people your age, she's like, I know. She's like, either people my age are really smart or they can't tie their shoelaces. But anyway, she told me that she's like, I don't know if I'm bi, but I'm really attracted to like effeminate men. And I'm driving and I'm like, not me. My husband's
Actually,
like
hold on. Before you continue, I have a 6-year-old in the room. Let me just get rid of her. She just came down and plopped down next to me.
Oh yeah, this isn't talk for her.
Yeah. Can you go? I'll be right down. I promise. Okay.
Mama,
What?
where's the blanket to this?
I don't. We'll look for it. Okay.
No.
In a bit.
The
See,
voice.
she doesn't need to hear your filthy talk. She's looking for a blanket for her stuffy.
Oh, please, we're such prudes. That's another reason why. Like I was like, Mary and I cannot be in this space because I listen to other people and the things that I'm like, okay, your 6-year-old's gone, right?
Yeah.
Like I danced around. I was like talking about a blowjob one night, and I was like, like orally, like oh my god, like blah blah blah. It's like Faye, we're all adults. Just spit it out. It was crazy. And then you did one night. We're like, I almost just cursed. It's like, what's wrong with us?
I
It's
know.
we're not that prudish. Anyway, so
No, I literally am. I
know. I'm already like mad that my daughter might hear me say blowjob, but you know what?
Yeah.
I danced around it for 15 minutes. It's like, Faye, that's crazy. Okay. It's 2023. We're all adults. Anyway.
I still don't want my kids hearing me talk like that. Like I like to be scandalized when they say things. It's kind of fun. Like, what did you just say?
I just don't think that we fit in anywhere, even with truthers these days, honestly. But back to the interesting girl I work with. So she's telling me that she's like not bi, but she's attracted to feminine men. And like she was dating this guy that was wearing a skirt. And I was like, well, and I'm like, you want to know why all these guys are feminine, right? And she like I told her my theory. I'm like, it's because men took a Faustian deal. They wanted to have sex without responsibility, so they A-okayed the pill. Everyone's on the pill, and now estrogen's in the ecosystem, and now you got your effeminate males. And she was like, oh. I was like, yeah, we're all on drugs. that's my I kind of like my new thing is we're all on drugs. Every single one of us.
Yeah.
Some way.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's terrible. I see also like I was saying to my husband, I was, bitching as one does. And I'm like, I don't understand what people care about, right? And so we're trying to figure it out. My mom was telling me that the radio in her car was broken, so it was only stuck on NPR. So my mother's listening to NPR and all they keep talking about is the environment. So when I'm complaining to my husband, I'm like, maybe they're like really concerned about the environment, right? Well, I mean, they're still putting crap all over their lawns. They're drinking tap water. Everything is polluted, to your point. Like pharma is in everything.
Pharma is in everything.
Do they even care about the environment? They're like, nobody even knows what they're talking about at this point.
You know what I found out recently? That there's like certain really pristine beaches that you're not allowed to wear sunscreen on because they don't want the chemicals in the water.
That sounds right. That sounds right to me. A sunscreen. Oh, that's another thing that it's such a psyop scam. Ugh.
We're all on drugs. We're all chemical. We have to pray because even the Bible, I think that's what the Bible said, you'd be able to ingest poison without it affecting you. So people get a better pray. I'll pray.
Yeah.
I'm not preaching. People can do what they want, but I will pray. I pray. Even in my mind before I eat every single day. That's all I got.
I'd even take somebody ringing a bell over their food because we know bells like with the frequencies, things like that. Maybe that's gonna have some effect over what you're ingesting. It's like do something. Everybody has to try to do something. And I'm sorry, years ago we were talking about eating organic, and it's all under the chemtrail sky. I mean,
Yeah.
there's
I
no
bet they
escaping
mentioned
it.
that on NPR with their talk about the
No,
environment.
no. They didn't.
That's another thing that like irks me so bad.
Yeah, you saw the sky today. It was insanity.
X's, zigzags. They're not even planes. I think there's another little. Sometimes I think that some of the stars are sentient. I've heard other truthers say they've communicated with them. I have too. I've seen them bob. I've asked them questions. They've bobbed up yes and they bobbed no. Sometimes I see these like little orby things that are spraying because they're not planes. Not that my vision's that great, but they seem to be like doing it together. They're flying together, and sometimes I wonder if that's like what the stars do during the day. Some of them.
Oh, you can't hear my kids, right?
I heard someone just was like, blah, blah, nothing.
That's exactly all they're doing. They're just literally screaming blah 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 blah.
Aww,
My
God
daughter
bless
left the
them.
door open. Sorry. Whatever. But yeah, it's all like, again, of course we can't do this every week.
We can't.
I'm getting stressed out. Like,
Don't get
just like
stressed out.
verbalizing. It's like, yeah, you saw the sky today. You know, since June, like what, more than 50% of our days have been cloud cover.
Yeah.
Since June.
I was walking in Salem and some guy was painting his fence, and it was during the week because I was walking a dog, and he was painting his fence, and he kind of had an Irish accent now that I think of it. And he's like, oh yeah, I have today off. He's like, can you believe the last 6 weekends have been rainy? And I just wasn't in the mood. I go, yeah, have you looked up geoengineering? I go, they admit that they do it. They've admitted it. He goes, have they really? I go, yeah. Have a good day. I mean, I'm not playing games with these people. If you're going to complain to me about
even
the
a
weather,
conspiracy theory anymore.
It's not. And no one
It's a
voted for
fact.
it. Yeah.
And it's like, oh, Wheels is here. But also just real quick before I add Wheels on, it's also like the days that are raining, at least they're productive, right? Like something's happening. I'm talking about gray anxiety sky, gray blanket, no texture. Those days are like becoming abundant. Hold on, let me add Wheels. I'm going to close my door because my kids are idiots. Hey, Wheels.
Hey,
Welcome. How are you?
You guys were talking about something that I constantly constantly complain about around here and get called crazy for. You know, I've shown you guys the sky over my path to work in the mornings before, I think. I've shown you, Mary, right?
Yes.
Like how awful the freaking skies look all the time.
No.
It's terrible. Like, and you know what? Sometimes I just get so aggravated. I'm like, I want to shake people. I want to just be like, look at the freaking sky, you moron! Look at the freaking sky! Look above your head. I'm trying not to curse, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm really.
My sensibilities, Wheels.
I'm trying. I'm trying to be respectful to my elders here. And not cuss. Even though whenever I talk about the sky, it makes me want to cuss. And the fact that people don't look at it, but of course people don't look at it. They're sitting there like walking down the sidewalk with, staring at their phones, or driving their cars, staring at their phones.
Well, to what Faye was just saying, in the point that like a guy painting his fence, we've had so many overcast days. Forget about the weekends, with actual rain, which is a fact, but so many days of gray skies that it's so extreme that this guy was just kind of like, hey, stranger, have you noticed this?
It was a weekday, and he was just kind of commenting that, oh, I have like today off, good thing to paint my fence because it's been raining so much on the weekends. Joe could be my witness. I mean, because I don't let it bother me I mean, of course it bothers me, but I enjoy a beautiful day. I always do. Like Marion, a beautiful day is a beautiful day. But I was saying to Joe, I say it all the time. All the beautiful days tend to be Monday through Friday, weekdays around here. And I say to Joe all the time, imagine being a normie and just like you working full time. Everyone's working so hard, and then every weekend it's crap. Like they're trying to drive the normies crazy.
Yeah, I even get frustrated because I work, like now my stuff has changed because I have like a lot to do during the day right now. And I actually, because of how much stuff I have to do during the week, I took an earlier shift, so now I go in at like 7:30 in the morning. And it's just it does drive me crazy because I'm just like, why do I have to look at this stupid sky all the time? Why is it always the worst on the weekends? Although I don't know how anybody I don't know how anybody who looks at the sky for more than a minute doesn't like it doesn't even look like clouds anymore when there are clouds. It looks like a blanket of viscous like slime almost.
This is what I'm saying. They're gray. They have no texture. I call them anxiety skies. Also, the cloud cover seems really low. You feel like it's almost claustrophobic. It's not producing anything. There's no beauty in it. It's very chemically, and it just. How can you have clouds with no texture? Go ahead.
It looks
Sorry.
fake. It
Yes.
looks fake. And you know what? I was talking to some people about it recently, about how I can feel a shift in those who understand, who like I think there is like kind of a deep kind of inbuilt understanding that literally everything is fake now. Everything. The clouds, the the news, it's all so obvious that I don't really even know how to talk to people who don't see it.
Right.
Because it's like, what do you say to somebody who is just living their life unaware? Like, what do you talk about? Like, you can't really talk about it.
We were talking about this at Thanksgiving. The family sitting around the table, us all like fighting and arguing and being like, no, this is how it is. And I think it was my sister or my brother goes, can you guys imagine, like, what do other people talk about at Thanksgiving? Like, what do normal people discuss?
They talk about money, who has it. They talk about keeping up with the Joneses. They don't use the words I'm using. They're obsessed with money. They're materialists.
Yeah, I can't really speak to what normal people talk about because I helped run a Thanksgiving for people with no families yesterday.
Oh,
I didn't have anywhere else to spend one, so I figured, hey, turn it into something positive.
sure.
So the normal people, the people there were talking about stuff I think is different than what normal people were talking about. But I would imagine, like, if I was still going with my family, I wonder what they'd be talking about. Probably money, and they'd be complaining about, like, I don't know, whatever.
The election.
They're always complaining about something. They'd probably be complaining about each other.
No, I find it.
There's always gossip too. Gossip is a good go-to.
Yeah, gossip is, and for some families, it's like they have that one person that they're gossiping about all the time. So, yeah, I mean, gossip in general. I feel like the gossip thing has gotten really out of hand. In general, like the internet is so full of like practically nothing but gossip. Even if you try to avoid gossip, it's like that's what comes up in your feed on YouTube. Like they really try to get you into the gossip. I don't know. Or not really. Like this, just the drama in general. Like if you watch a certain YouTuber, like I don't know, at least if you watch a certain YouTuber, I feel like at some point there's going to be some kind of controversy around them, and they're going to try, and like YouTube's going to try to get you invested in that.
There's this guy I'm not a fan of, and he just had a scandal over the weekend. Or no, it feels like the weekend, over the holiday. He had a scandal. He had to step down. And like at first, hold on. At first, it's like I kind of delighted in this guy's downfall. And then I was like, this is so evil. Like, I can't be acting this way. But it's like, yeah, everybody loves a little gossip, some asshole getting what they deserve. You know?
You know, the other thing that I constantly that I think about a lot, that I just see a lot, is like, you know, with the level of learned helplessness that we're at right now, it also kind of makes sense that people would, you know, because I think the way people feel in general, they all know that things are well, they're effed. And to some degree or another, I've even found myself somewhat agreeing with even like the most blue-pilled people, even if they have completely different conclusions that they come to than I do. Everybody knows that things are just effed, you know?
I agree. I'll just say my boss. She'll never see this. I like her a lot. I respect her a lot.
Hold on, somebody's at the door.
I'm just agreeing with you, Wheels, because we were on the phone. He'll listen. I'm totally agreeing. We were on the phone, and she starts pouring out to me. She's like, "My family owns 2 businesses, and that's not enough. A family with 2 businesses." She's like, "And then you're supposed to be a parent, and this great parent." She's like, "Our system is unsustainable," and I'm like, "Yeah, I agree with you. It is like."
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anything, I feel like with people worshiping money the way that they do, and the just people witnessing the systematic decline of their buying power, I mean, that might actually be something that we could actually talk to the normies about. But then once you get into the reasons why this is happening, that's where like the arguments start. They're like, no.
Well, I said a long time back on the stream,
Trump. They always bring everything back to politics.
Politics, which is just,
always.
I mean, politics. If people bring up politics to me, one guy did that I was working with, and he was trying to bait me, and I finally just said that voting is a humiliation ritual that I will not take part of. I said it's literally a humiliation ritual. They're making fun of you. I wouldn't have a cup of coffee with these people. Okay. But I told you, I said that was my theory about a year ago. I said, this is a game of chicken. How much is it going to take for you people to wake up? And I think that you said it's going to hit them in their wallet. Of course, that's going to wake them up.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. It's like, I don't want to wish harm. Like I was just talking about the delight that I took for that brief moment before I caught myself.
Who was it? Is it someone I know?
No.
Is it a YouTuber? Oh,
yeah, okay. It's a YouTuber, but nobody that's fine, Wheels. But yeah, like part of me is like it's gonna be interesting when people really start to catch on. But are they? Because I feel like all they need is a narrative told to them that they can like cling on to. And then they're going to be like, no, it's not the actual truth in reality. It's this fantasy that I've been told. And that's what's going on. And then they're going to be all gung-ho about that. I don't know. I feel like we have a wake-up call coming hard. I'm sorry. I'm negative. I told you
my kids negative. I mean, I think March 2020 was a wake-up call.
No, we got to Faye, and they didn't wake up. And they didn't. And they're still going out, and they're getting this, and they're doing this. They still didn't wake up. I mean, if that wasn't enough,
Very,
What-
very few people. I don't those are NPCs at this point. They're in the 66%. They're playing their role, which is to try to drive real sold people, which are in the 33%. Crazy. And people
I
did
agree
love
with
it.
this.
Kid and
I
Sons.
think people did
Kid and
love
Sons. For some people, Kid and Sons, it was the best
it. They loved
thing
it.
that ever happened to them, and they never want to let it go, and they never will until the day they die. One thing I noticed, because I don't watch the news at all, Thanksgiving, my sister-in-law asked me, and it was funny because the day before, a stranger had asked me, a stranger on the street, because I work with dogs, and they're like, have you heard about this respiratory thing going around with dogs? And they go, oh, I don't watch the news. And I said, uh-oh, because this is a deep-seated FEAR fear I have, is because the not milk, as Matt from Quantum calls it. I listen to every single thing Matt posts. The not milk, if it had its way, would steal every ounce of joy we have, Mary. It would never let the sky be blue. It would always
What is
be
it called though? Not milk.
That's Clinton spelled backwards. That's what he calls.
Oh.
That's what I just call it, the satanic world system. But
Oh,
they
okay.
hate us. And one thing I can see that everyone agrees upon is that their pets bring them joy. And I've been like, oh God, what are they going to do with the pets? Put my chapstick on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take chapstick. And so 2 people asked me about this respiratory thing with dogs that I hadn't heard about. And so I said to both of them, I go, listen, I said, I work with dogs every single day. I can't tell you the last time. I don't think I've ever seen a dog cough. Okay. I work with dogs. So just please try to just go by what your senses are telling you and ignore whatever the news is saying, because, oh my God, would they love that?
Yeah, I didn't see that on the news. Where I did see it was somebody, I guess, did see it. I was over on Discord, and one of the people on Discord actually did witness it, and it was the dog. I guess it's a form of pneumonia that the dogs get, and they cough up blood.
Yeah.
But they're saying that like antibiotics. So after I saw that, I did have to look into it, and they're saying that just
Well,
around
the dogs are all on drugs
Come on,
too.
Wheels.
I'm gonna
Say
just
again?
that's Faye's new thing. Faye really will end any arguments. Well, everybody's on drugs. Everybody, including the dogs.
I know, right? Oh yeah, that's very convenient. Now I don't know. I
This is why I
don't
can't stream every
know.
week. It's gonna get really boring really fast.
Say it again.
Nothing. I'm just talking about. I've gotten very boring. I'm on a loop. Yeah, Wheels, come back. I was agreeing with you because the normies are seeing it. Mary, are you there?
Yeah, I am.
Good.
I'm right here, Faye.
So anything positive?
You know, sometimes I get in the mood and I type in to YouTube, good news. Good news, YouTube. Show me. It's always like people helping people or miracles of humanity, and they're all fake. I'm sorry. It's like, why do you have like 12 camera angles of this person helping this other person? It just so even that pisses me off.
For fun, I've been like kind of like just for fun to make fun of it, following the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce stupid romance. I'm sorry, like I need to turn my brain off, and it's so hilarious. And
I cannot believe, why are they pushing her so hard? Why? You saw in Brazil them welcoming her, and they're putting like, in Brazil they have that huge statue of Jesus, and they're like putting welcome Taylor Swift on the I don't know, maybe that's fake. I saw that on Twitter. Anyway, welcome back, Wheels. Thank
you. I think to what you were saying before I had to unfortunately rudely go get the door. I think that we're living in a liminal space of sorts. Do you guys know what a liminal space is?
Yes.
A liminal?
A liminal space.
I'm not familiar with that.
A liminal space is a space that you're passing through that you're not supposed to spend too much time in. So think like a dark hallway, a gas station on your road trip back home. It's like a something in between two, like something in between A and B.
Yeah.
So I think we're living in a collective liminal, like in a liminal space. Our world is in a liminal space between what was and what quote unquote will be, or what they want it to be. I think there are people that did wake up during COVID, I think. And the ones that didn't, like, dug themselves in so much harder. And some people, I think, are psychologically breaking at the fact that the world is so fake. Because I think even the most asleep person that you'll ever meet in your life, they have to feel this. You know, we've had the AI stuff pushed on us so much. That makes everybody knows that makes everything more fake. Whether you think it's the doom of humanity or not, the one thing that we can all collectively agree on is that's going to make it harder for people to actually be able to discern what is or is not real.
That's so true.
Like, I was watching something the other day. I think it was on Pockets of the Future's channel, because I watch Pockets of the Future. He's like one of the only truthers I can stand, because he's not like, I don't know. It's just he's one of the only channels I can stand, though. So
he at least tries to have a laugh at it, right?
I saw one of his videos the other day, Mary, and it was
that's my point. Since I work at 7:30 in the morning and I go in there for my paperwork every day, I just check and see if Pockets of the Future posted something. So while I'm doing like boring spreadsheets and stuff, I can, just listen to my Pockets of the Future and get ready for the insanity that may ensue. That's what I do every morning now. So I was watching something. I think that there was like Israel and Palestine. No matter what way you face on that conflict or whatever, 10% of all the videos and pictures that were sent to journalists, 10% of them are real. All the rest of them are AI generated.
Oh my gosh. Wheels. I was telling you about this, Faye. Remember the one I was telling you about? And it's like, it was a family eating dinner and they all look like trolls. And one of the kids had 3 arms. It's like, there's not actually a family having dinner that you can actually photograph, that you had to AI this. Okay. There was that, but also crisis actors going hard. I'm sorry. It's almost hilarious. And they're so easy to call out. But yes,
Mary, there's no such thing as crisis actors. You gotta make sure that YouTube. No, that you gotta make sure that YouTube knows that you don't actually believe in crisis actors.
I'm talking about conspiracy theorists and the poison they put in all our brains.
So let's just talk about those supposed crisis actors for a minute. Go right ahead. Finish what you were saying about crisis actors.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I mean, there's the mother-daughter team that are everywhere. Also, can I just say, and this is really, we can go back to what you wanted to say, Wheels, but there's something that seems a little unnatural to me. If my child was blown apart, okay, God forbid, that I would then carry them around and show everybody my child blown apart. And that's another meme. Oh my God, I'm getting so stupid that memes now have meaning for me. But another meme is my dead kid proves my point, and then the other side saying, no, my dead kid proves my point. It's like, who's parading their dead kids around like this?
So there are a couple things I could say to that. One, we've kind of hit a point in society where we have to almost ascribe meanings to memes, because that's the only way we can communicate with the average person.
That's me. I'm the average person now, I guess.
That's no, I'm just saying, you can't get people to look at things any other way half the time. Like,
true.
I mean, that's just what I've noticed. People are way more likely to like look at a meme than they are to actually look at something that's going on. Like you have to get the you have to have the meme to get their foot in the door.
Sure.
Secondly, now it's going to be even harder with now this is what's going to make it even more challenging with AI. I feel like with now everybody has some degree of narcissism. You need narcissism. Like I don't know. It's a human trait. But what happened with the advent of smartphones and social media is that we amplified all our worst traits with it. So even if now I'm not saying that's real because it's probably not because there's almost no person on earth that would parade their dead kid around like that. But if it was, even some of that could be explained by the freaking basically induced psychopathy that comes with the smartphone thing. Like how people can sit there and watch violent crimes happen, and instead of helping people, they just like pull out their phone and film it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. It's almost like they're seeing it through the lens of like through a camera, almost, even though it's happening in real time to them.
Yeah, everything has been so fake and it's become so obvious that people can only really connect with the fake things. They can only connect with things through their lenses and screens now because it's been this way for years.
Mm-hmm.
People over time, people are losing touch with reality, and I believe that that COVID actually in a way accelerated this because at certain points, the people that were shut in the house with the lockdowns, what were they doing but looking through those screens? And they had a good year or so to really program people into that. So that trauma left people even less able to connect with reality, in my opinion.
Yes, that's an excellent point. It was, yeah. Oh man, I don't know. Maybe I'm just too hard on people because the way what you were just saying there, like it's almost like you have to feel bad for them. It's like a Stockholm syndrome. Like they've all been imprisoned and their abusers are the only ones that had access to them. And now this is the way this is the way now that they perceive the world, right? But
yeah.
The AI thing, I called Mary one day. I don't watch the news or anything. The whole Israel Middle East thing was insulting on day one for me. I was like, are you kidding me? So boring, so over it. Been hearing about this crap all my life. I watched a PBS special on it was old, a PBS special on the Gilded Age. I love history and stuff like that. And I called Mary and I was like having a nervous breakdown. I was like, what the actual hell? This is on PBS. Talk about AI images. There's AI images. They're not real people. They look like ghouls. There's this one guy. They're like, and then there was the invention of the newspaper. And in every single story about the newspaper is the same little boy holding a newspaper, like supposedly in different places. So AI images, and then you got the hidden hand with every single official photo. I'm like, what is going on with history? Like, even that can't be trusted.
Yeah, I don't. To be fair about your point with history, I don't think it could ever really be trusted. Because think about it. This isn't a new problem. We're pretty much going back to this point now, but there was a point in history where only a very small minority of people were literate. So we have literally no idea for thousands of years anything about how the peasants lived or how they thought, because the only people that we ever heard from were the elites of those societies.
That's interesting because I do love history and I like historical clothing, and not a lot of peasant clothes are like in museums now, which would be fascinating to see how the peasants live. It's all like royalty and like the upper class. It's like to them, it was so important for them to preserve their history And they probably just made up history for the peasants. They were like, yeah, and then the peasants.
Well, that's
were
why.
like,
I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know.
that
how
was
you-
kind of my
we don't-
point too.
That's
No,
why
I
I
know.
believe the Mandela effect is such a gift. I believe, in my opinion, it's the creator. A lot of people have been beat over the head with the Bible and things like that. It was used for a lot of abuse, and God is just saying, maybe he doesn't like the Bible so much. Maybe you didn't use it right. It's very long. It's very involved, and not very simple. That's just one example of text. What up, baby?
Is that good? No, you want more?
Please top it off.
Sorry.
yeah, but
Yeah,
back to AI
it's
pictures.
just- It's
Because
so interesting because
I'm gonna
realistically,
mute myself. Sorry, guys. I'm listening.
nothing is new under the sun, even if it's just done in a different way. The AI pictures is going to be just a different way to like lie to people, the same way that the skewing of history toward the elites is.
Yeah.
Now the only
it's a
people
little
who are gonna-
different though, don't you think, when we can like physically from year to year to year, like, I mean, Faye and I are older, so we have some life experience, and we are watching new history constantly being born, and the images that they're putting in front of us for this new history. And so you're right, Wheels. I do know that it's the tale as old as time. It's been going on, forever. But it is kind of mind-blowing when you're witnessing it for yourself. It's like, yeah, I always kind of knew this in the back of my mind, but I still had to study the books. I still had to go to school, and take the classes. But then to actually witness it, it's like, holy crap.
I can tell you from a different perspective because, like, I don't know. I didn't get a lot of formal education, which I think I've told you before. I didn't really go to school for a lot of years. I taught myself. And one of the ways that I would teach myself is I would raid the bookshelf in the den, but I would also would just obsessively try to find answers for things on the computer. And I remember back when I was a kid and a teenager, I could look something up on Google. You remember how like they were showing the whole thing with how Google results are completely stunted right now?
Mm-hmm. The
Like,
dead internet, like,
yeah, that made me like when I realized that was happening, that just depressed the heck out of me because I used to just sit there and go, I would be that person that would go 10 pages down. That is the person that I always was. I would be like, I want more information and I don't want to hear it from the same 5 people. I would just, anytime I could, that was how I did things. I would go to the bottom of the YouTube results, to the bottom of the Google results, to the bottom of whatever I was using. I would read some stuff off the top and then read some stuff off the bottom because that's how you find like differing viewpoints. And now you can't. And I'm just like, how are you supposed to, like, I get, like, this is gonna sound lame coming from a dude, but I get sad because I'm just like, man, I can't even go. There's not even 5 pages of results anymore. There's no bottom to go to.
Yeah, it's all official sources, page after page of official sources. There's no, it is depressing, especially if you're a great one for reading, which I'm not. Again, memes. But my husband, he wants documents. He wants to really delve into a topic. And you can't do that.
I'm the same way. I can't stand not being able to delve into things. I don't like it when the information stream gets like when I realize how shallow the stream is and it's not really flowing the way that I thought it was. When I get to the source of a stream and I see that there's really nothing else coming out, I get like frustrated.
Yeah.
Like the same way that I get frustrated with people when I like accidentally like reach their cognitive limit, like the limit of what they're willing to consider and think about. That gets frustrating. It's like I deal with the same thing with the internet now that I deal with people. It's just like the frustration of like the lack of depth.
Oh my gosh. It's all talking points. I mean, literally, I do remember like the beginning of just talking to people in their robots, and they're just saying the same like things that they've been fed. I mean, that's why I think sometimes it is good to kind of be a dope where you're like, hey, wait a minute. Because you're always throwing something out there that people like make people uncomfortable, and they're like, wait, what? You know? So
Yeah, sometimes I hate the fact that I hate the fact that I think so hard about everything, because I'm just like I get so frustrated, and I'm one of those people that, I guess, according to other people in my life, I'm one of those people that's smart. So, I hate it, because then I'm like talking to people, and I feel like no matter what I do, I can't, like, I just hit a wall, and I can't get them to like consider anything else. And I can't get them to look at information, and I just, I want to go all the way down to the depths of insanity when I'm looking. When
I know, right? Down the rabbit hole. Down.
I want to go down the rabbit hole so far I forget that there was a rabbit in there in the first place.
Yeah, you forgot what you were looking for. Before
Yeah.
you know it, you found another gem. You're like, wow, there's a gopher in here. Who
Yeah,
knew?
I remember that's exactly how I was when I was younger, and you could do that stuff.
Yeah.
And even to an extent now, to the extent that you can with the internet now I go and find actual books.
Oh my
because-
gosh. The libraries, though, they have been so what you need now, I feel like, even to find books, is you need like sources and like somebody that maybe made it a footnote in a book that they haven't destroyed yet.
That's how I find stuff, actually. Is I look at sources and stuff. I actually found a book called Amusing Ourselves to Death that I did it the lazy way, admittedly. I decided to listen to it while I was working.
Sure.
You should check.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So I was so that one, I find books that other people talk about, because I'm like, I need to read that. But you're right about the library. I've always loved libraries. And then, I'm in California, and you can probably imagine what kind of fresh hell exists in California libraries, right? And the lack of existence of many things in California libraries.
Right.
And all these, and the thing that's been really irritating is I've noticed more and more since the pandemic, they have been moving more and more books to digital. Everything's digital now. I can't go to the library and get a book. I have to you have to look it up. So I go to the library and I look through the things, because I don't live that far from the library. And then they, half the books now are digital, and I'm like, that just maybe I'm a little bit of a boomer before my time.
No. There's something about the function of turning the page, like the tactileness of it.
It feels better, and it hasn't been messed with.
I have a small library, and I grab books every chance I get, especially encyclopedias and info books. And if God forbid the shit hits the fan again, then I have enough to homeschool my kids if I have to.
That's the thing I collect books for. I live in a tiny apartment, but you know what? I'm trying to get a book. I'm trying to find a bookshelf that's going to fit in here, because I have a big stack of books, and I want to be able to get like more actual textbooks, especially because I'm like trying to teach myself some stuff.
Yes.
Like some mathematics and stuff like that.
Skills is where it's at. That's what I'm always telling my 18-year-old son is, you just have to learn how to do something, learn how to do a lot of things. And
I'm
going to do one thing well.
Yeah.
I'm going to dip in a minute, but like when I get one of the things that I want to do at some point when I have more time on my hands, because right now my days are like 12 hours long. But when I have more time on my hands, I want to just go dive deep into like the research around like electric stuff, like electric vehicles and stuff, and the power grid. And then that's what I want to do because I want to be able to show these clownifornians that are driving their spaceship sounding bullshit cars
Oh,
that
wheels.
this is actually a really bad idea.
It is.
Hold on, before you jump off. So first of all, ever since you pointed out the sound that these cars make, I'll be lying in bed and I always sleep with my window cracked and I'll hear one go by and I'll get all pissed off. I'll be like, there they go. But besides that, back to AI real quick. Now, the fear porn behind like AI right now. Did you see the story that was like circulating and it was like AI is going to decide who it kills or like did you see this, Wheels?
I've seen that. I gotta grab the door though.
All right, you go. All right, we'll talk soon.
Hi, Wheels. Wheels
Like-
is so popular. Who's coming to his door? Like, you know, if someone comes to my door, it's all exciting. I didn't see that story, but yeah, there's a lot of fear porn with the AI.
Yeah, I forget what it was. It's like the military is gonna, let AI choose the targets or something like that. And it was just, to me, when I was reading it, it's like, okay, is it possible? Is the technology getting to that point? Of course it is. But if this was actually part of like the plan for the governments, don't they usually like hide that from us? Like we're not allowed to know like their future plans and how they're going to select targets and stuff. So to me, I was just like, yeah, this seems a little fear porny, but
it's all fear porn. Well, people are addicted to fear. That's why they did so great with March 2020. I told you recently we were having like a family movie night, and we don't do that a lot these days. And I was just scrolling through the movies, and every little thumbnail was demonic, and it wasn't that close to Halloween. So it wasn't because it was close to Halloween. It was like 3 weeks after Halloween. But everything was so disturbing and demonic and bloody and fear. We ended up watching Charlotte's Web. I like landed on Charlotte's Web. I was like, let's watch this. It's about a talking pig. I couldn't, because I'm not into that. I still can't unsee things. I think it goes back. I started calling it like maybe back like when like we had like AOL or something. It's like, this is the too much information age. It's too much information. And now where we're at now with it, my brain can't take it all in. That's why I don't even think in complete sentences most of the time these days. I'll like start an Our Father talking to God, not like being like holier than thou, everybody. I'm just talking about like, my meditations, what I do. There's 2 prayers I recite, and that's the Psalm 23 and the Our Father. Other than that, I try to have a conversation with my Creator. But just like to get my head right, and sometimes it will take me like 4 tries to get through an Our Father. And I say trespasses, just so you know. I say trespasses, Mandela effecties.
Why?
Because now it's never said trespasses, it says debts. Forgive us our debts as we forgive.
Whatever. They can have it. You take that, and I'm just going to stick with what I know. I'm so over it. But anyway, so this is, so if anybody's wondering, this is why Faye and I had to take a break. Like, what did we cover?
Literally.
We covered all the problems, and we haven't solved a single one, Faye.
It's just amazing because we've known each other our whole lives through school, through growing up, and then with our boyfriends, and then getting engaged and married, and our babies, and it doesn't look the way we thought it would. In some ways it does. I like Matt from Quantum again, not to bring him up again, but he's got this theory of stalled century. And he's like, that's why they bring out all these like geriatric acts, like the Stones and the Beatles. Because he's like so everyone thinks, yeah, everything's the same, everything's okay. There's the acts I know that but as the whole world flips upside down. I think it's a very good theory, and I think there's a lot to it.
That's amazing. I do like that. But this whole Taylor Swift thing, I'm sorry. They're going a little too hard. I saw somebody even wearing a t-shirt that said, anyway, just politicizing once again, like Taylor Swift, like everybody, if everybody could go see a Taylor Swift concert, the world would be a better. It's like, who is this chick? Like, literally, besides the daughter of Zena LeVay, who is this woman and why are they pushing her
Is
so
she the
hard?
daughter of Zena LeVay? LeVay?
A clone, maybe?
Yeah.
They're a little too identical.
This is how I became.
She's a dude. I don't think she's a dude. I literally think that she's a clone. And that's why she's being pushed this hard. Go ahead. Sorry.
I didn't know anything about her. I literally taught exercise for over 10 years, and all of my classes were very music centered. People came to my classes for the music, and I can honestly tell you, I never played a Taylor Swift song. Okay. I don't know her. I don't know anything about her. One day I'm driving and I hear Karma is my boyfriend. Karma is a god. And I hear the song Karma for the first time. And I'm like, this is a really good song. I didn't know it was her. I go home and I'm like, Lena, have you ever heard that song Karma? And Lena was like, by Taylor Swift, Mom. It's been out like for 5 years. I go, there's no way that song's been out for 5 years. I looked it up. I really like the song. I even put it on like my workout playlist. It's 5 years old apparently. And she's got a couple catchy tunes. I don't know. Of course she does. That's why, of course she does.
The only song, this is a joke, so don't you correct me. The only song I like by Taylor Swift is Till He Cheats.
I don't know that one.
It's Carrie Underwood. It's the only song, the only country song.
Taylor, this is why I ignored Taylor, because she used to be country and then she switched.
That's right. That's my point. It's like, no, that's Carrie Underwood. That's not old Taylor Swift that you're listening. Who the hell is this chick? I don't know. But anyway.
Well, I'll take her over Cardi B any day. So whatever. My whole family's laughing at me. I don't like listen to everything she does. I really just like that song Karma, which I thought was brand new, but I guess it's 5 years. Because I do believe in karma. It's in the book. It's in the good book. You will reap what you sow.
Oh my gosh, no. Joe's saying Faye's been brainwashed. No, she hasn't. I mean, I do like some songs that I shouldn't like. None of them are by Taylor Swift, thank God.
I don't know what's new. Clearly, I don't even know what's new Taylor Swift, She's just whatever. Why don't he? I'm sorry. I'm sorry for anyone tuning in that you're listening to this right now. Like you're trying to have a life, and you're like, why?
It's all over. I'm sorry. Once again, with Twitter, with the weird psyop that Twitter is, it's like every day Taylor Swift is trending. I mean, she's trending in sports because she's dating a football player. The football player is not trending, but she is.
That got paid $20 million for his advertisement for the Jib Jabs. He's a loser.
I don't like it one bit.
I don't like it one bit either.
Anyway, all right. Well,
it was fun to catch up. It's always fun. We'll do it again sometime.
Yeah,
I can't do it every week. Maybe, you know what? Maybe someday when I'm like really old, I'm not saying I'm young, but like when I get nothing else to do. What's Kid and Son saying? Just another Satanist? Probably.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, it's really interesting also looking at these images of these people like from a couple hundred years ago and then celebrities today. And it's like, wow, they look identical. It's not a matter of like, oh, that's their grandfather, because my sons don't look that much like their grandfather. Either one of them.
Well, that's the 1%. The 1% I forgot to mention doesn't have the same lifespan as you and I do. They have some sort of either they're like immortal here, or they can literally pass on their memories and things to their bloodlines.
In their looks, like to
their looks.
T. It's
to
weird.
a T. I told you. There's that movie Jesus Christ Superstar.
Of course.
Nicki Minaj is one of the dancers in it. There's one of the girls that is like literally that rap chick, Nicki Minaj. And then the other one, the girlfriend of the one who plays Jesus is Portia de la Rossi, the girlfriend of that Ellen. They're identical.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to go
Dude,
check that out.
That's just 2 in 1 movie.
I do like me some Jesus Christ Superstar.
Oh yeah, it's so good. It is so
Anyway.
good.
All right. Well,
So what
I
else?
suppose I should go see what the children are doing, seeing they're totally unsupervised. But my daughter's down there.
Yeah, she's good. Well, this was really fun. You know what? I asked you to do it. I missed you, so you let me when you know when you want to do when you want to talk. I'm always around.
Anytime. I wish
We talk all the time anyway, but yeah.
I
and
know.
Thank you anyone now that's tuning in now or later, and leave us a comment and tell us how you're doing. Oh, recommend a movie or something to me. I don't know. Just
I need. Are you going to see the
give us a like.
Napoleon?
Show us that you missed us. What?
Yeah, the Napoleon movie. I kind of want to see the new Napoleon only because your brother's in it.
Yes, my brother is in it. Prison Mike
Mhm.
looks just like Joaquin Phoenix. Speaking of the Phoenixes, my daughter drew me a picture of River Phoenix. It's haunting.
Show me.
Haunting.
Take
Show,
a picture
bring
of
up
it and
that-
send it. No.
I
She
can.
might not want you
I
to
have a
show
picture of it.
everybody, but
I have a picture of it.
just
No,
text
she
it to me.
too bad for her. It's so good. But anyway, yeah, Joaquin is really good. And I don't think, as we talked about in our big deep dive, I don't think that he was involved. He didn't know at the time what was going on with his older brother. But yeah, I want to see Napoleon for sure. Do you want to go together?
Sure. Oh well,
Remember?
we'll see. I don't really do theaters so well.
Yeah. Me neither. Do you remember the last time that we went to the movie
I
theater
do.
together?
I remember.
We went to see. Oh, he brought up the physical. This
Yeah,
is
it's
my
amazing.
picture. This is what she did for me. Speaking of the Phoenixes,
That's awesome. Good for
she
her.
drew this in an hour. At first, she was like, "Who should I
I
draw?"
really like the nose. I like what she did with the nose there. I'm gonna
Well,
have to show that.
she draws things for me, like to make like whenever she wants like to be in a buy or something. I'll be like, "Draw me a picture." And she was like, I'm going to draw a face. I was like, I don't know, draw me like Leo DiCaprio or something. I was like, you know what? Forget Leo DiCaprio. Do River Phoenix. She's like, I don't even know what he looks like. So I pulled up a picture.
That's
And she did
amazing.
it. Yeah, she did a really good job. So he lives
That's
on.
amazing. I
Yeah,
love
but
it.
I can't wait for So yeah, the last time Mary and I went to the movies, we went to see Twilight, and there was this loser who was like in the front row with her little kids running around. It was like a 10 o'clock show. And remember, I went out to the security guard.
Oh, I
this is
remember.
This is back when things used to bother me. Now I'm just like, I've been just so run down.
You were like, it's child abuse. Why
There's
are these
child
little
abuse
kids?
going on
It
in
was
that
late
theater.
though. It was like
It was late.
11:30.
I said to the security guard, "There's child. They're abusing the child." Security guard goes, "Really, miss? What's going on in there?" And it's like, "There's a mother with her little kids running around." He was like laughing at me. He's like, "I don't know what you want me to do, lady." I couldn't handle it.
Oh yes, I remember it well. You were, I mean, again, talk about you and I. Just yeah, that
The
was
things that used to
disorderly.
bother us. What?
It was disorderly of that mother to bring her baby out. It was a little kid, and we thought the baby should have been home at bed because our babies were at home in bed, Faye. I mean, you're
Our
talking about
babies were home in
Twilight.
bed. Yeah.
Mhm. That was a long time ago.
I remember a few streams back we were talking about the stuff that used to bother us, and now I'm just like, they really won over this, you know.
Oh, let me see it. All right, I'm gonna get our brand. Let's see if it's still here.
All right. Well, it was
I
great to
didn't-
talk to you. Thank you, anyone listening now or later. Give us a like, give us a sub if you want, and we'll be back sometime whenever we have something, whenever we feel like it. How's that?
How
Love you
about
guys.
when we're not overwhelmed and we had a fun holiday, or we're feeling relaxed and we're not gonna like totally kill our brains by talking about bummer stuff. It's all bummer.
Perfect. Sounds
All
good to
right.
me.
All right,
Bye.
we'll talk soon.
Bye,
I'll
Mary.
talk to you
Bye.
later. Bye, Faye. Bye, everybody.